Welcome, comic book fans, to Potbelly Gamers. Hashtag Pullthis for Wednesday, April 12th, 2017. I'm your host, Glenn Kremp, aka Legion6, and this is my top choice for the comics released this week. Alright, first up this week, last week we did X-Men Gold. This week, Marvel's X-Men Blue #1. So X-Men Blue #1 is going to take X-Men group that's been pulled from the past by Hank McCoy into the future. So the lineup for this one, X-Men Blue, is going to be Jean Grey, Cyclops, Angel, Beast, and Iceman Bobby Drake. We start off with them in the Blackbird, but if we remember where we seen them last time, that's right, last time we seen this group, it was the X-Men dance party. Anyways, so we get going with this group now. It seems pretty good. I do really enjoy that it seems to be Jean Grey is the on-field leader for this X-Men team, which really brought a nice kind of refreshing take to this team where Cyclops was more pushed to the back a little bit, which I did enjoy. Another fun thing about this comic was we look, because these are young kids, they're now in the timeline of the Marvel Universe, so when they're meeting a lot of the villains, they're like, hey, these are a bunch of young kids, where did you come from? Case in point, we get the Juggernaut.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
That's right. The Juggernaut comes and even says to himself, hey, I remember facing you guys when you were younger, and incidents like that, which is pretty good. So this X-Men group does take on the Juggernaut, and it is a pretty good fight. We see them going over a really nice classic feel to these X-Men fighting, where they are like a team actually taking on the Juggernaut. After that battle, we do go back and do learn that in a way controlling this group is another mutant, and that's Magneto. So Magneto seems to be controlling this younger group of X-Men. As that story ends, we do have kind of a part 2 of this story, and that involves what Marvel was teasing about another mutant joining them, obviously with claws. We get Wolverine, looks like in the Canadian Arctic again, taking on another character. Now it's interesting, he doesn't have much lines, but we do have a lot of clues onto what kind of Wolverine this is. Now obviously at first you might think, oh, is it the original Wolverine who we last seen encased in adamantium? No, it's not him. Obviously, it's also not Old Man Logan. It looks like it's going to be the Wolverine from the Ultimate Universe. Now, as we remember from Secret Wars, Dr. Doom brought all the universes together and then they got split apart, hence why we have Old Man Logan and a couple others in the universe. So it does look like the Wolverine that will be joining this X-Men group is going to be the Wolverine from the Ultimate Universe, which is kind of exciting. A little bit of the throwback that they did put into the X-Men Blue comic is this Wolverine is taking on Wendigo. And if we remember the very first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk was fighting Wendigo when the Wolverine first makes his appearance. In Hulk number 181, I think? Yeah. So that was a nice really throwback to have this new Ultimate Wolverine taking on Wendigo in the comic. Really good read. Marvel Sweep Week continues. That's right, we got Weapon X #1. This is kind of an interesting tale where we do have the lineup for this group as well, which is going to include, we have Old Man Logan, Domino, Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, and Warpath. As the comic here begins, Old Man Logan's just nicely at a stream, hanging out, contemplating life. Very nice. And two lost hitchhikers come up to him trying to find their way. He kind of shows them back how to get to the main road, the main trail path, and what have you. Now what's really interesting on this is these two hikers end up being crazy killer robots with adamantium skeletons that Wolverine was not, or I should say Old Man Logan, was not even able to detect. And they take him for quite a brutal trip, ripping out some of his flesh, but you know he heals. So as Old Man Logan continues his trek, he does end up getting to the cabin where Sabretooth is. Sabretooth as well was attacked by these new, I would call them Weapon X style program robots, where they've also destroyed his insides and leaving him in a state. Now we do also in this comic go back to a Weapon X style facility, and we do see where Warpath and everybody's test tubes have been emptied, but Lady Deathstrike is still in this container tube, and they are taking samples of everybody to see what they're building. A very interesting comic. I did really like it. The artwork's pretty good. And it'll be interesting to see with Old Man Logan and Sabretooth teaming up to take on these now non-detectable Weapon X style robots. Also this week, Old Man Logan number 21. As we last seen with the Old Man Logan series, is he was being sent back to time. He wants to get back to the wasteland to try to figure out what's been going on with his life. So with this amulet that he's been given, he is now traveling back through time. The first place he ends up is in the War of 1812, and he's taken prisoner, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He does see that the general that did take him prisoner has the amulet, so he is able to escape the jail cell, grab that amulet, and then he gets pushed further back, or I guess now goes into the future, and then he ends up in the test tube of the Weapon X program. But the thing is that amulet is inside the test tube with him. So he works and he tries to grab it. He does eventually grab that as well, which pushes him even further into the future. And this comic ends with a really cool sight. It's him when he first meets the Hulk. So he's back into the, as you can see on the cover again, in that yellow costume. And the Hulk is attacking him and he's looking at him like, oh man, where am I now? A really good comic. I really did enjoy the Old Man Logan. And I do like him going through the history through time, find out where he's going. The one last thing in this as well is we do have a couple villains that we have Old Man Logan's body lying on the floor, and they're discussing that, hey, this will be a great weapon once you got it, but again, his consciousness is traveling through time. And that does complete the Marvel hat trick for this week. It's now time for the quick hits of the week. Amazing Spider-Man number 26. Now again, the follow-up to this was Spider-Man number 25. That was a $10 comic. At least they drop it back down to $3.99. But we get the continuation of Silver Sable coming back into the Spider-Man universe. Also, Sam Wilson, Captain America number 21 this week. So getting ready for Secret Empire. I got it right this week. It's a very quick one, but Sam Wilson does give up the Captain America outfit and the whole entire persona for that to go back to his original Falcon. The first DC comic! It's Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern Corps number 18. Now, as we know, John Stewart has tried to move both the Green Lantern Corps and the Sinestro Corps onto Mogo to combine them, but guess what? They don't get along. The really important thing in this comic is we get a return of a DC character we haven't seen for a long time in DC Comics, and that's Rip Hunter. And also from DC Suicide Squad number 15, the conclusion of Burning Down the House. A really good comic, and it just concludes that whole entire scenario that's been going on with Amanda Waller and dealing with the deaths with the Suicide Squad. And that's my pull list for this week. As always, please check out the Potbelly Gamers podcast. We're on allgames.com radio network, Friday nights, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure as a lot of you know, this is a huge week for Star Wars, a celebration starting. We're going to get a Last Jedi trailer Friday, and believe us, we will be talking about that, plus the new Thor Ragnarok trailer. Really awesome stuff. Please tune in. We want to thank WashiKong for their support. Please check out washikong.com for apparel, toys, and a lot more. And as always please support your local comic book shop. Without them, we wouldn't have these great titles. Thanks, and see you next week. Happy Easter!
What?
Damn it. On the thing, I looked over. I shouldn't have looked over.
No
Always look straight at the camera. I apologize.